Baby boomers can expect to see a bump in their Social Security benefits next year. The government is announcing that the 65 million Americans who receive Social Security will get a 2% cost of living adjustment. Recipients, I think they got a measly 0.3% increase in 2017 and nothing the year before that.
That measly little number. Omaha's retirement strategist Darrell Bryant is here to explain what this means for you. Darrell is one of the area's leading financial advisors. He hosts a weekly retirement radio show in Omaha that airs Saturday mornings on 1110 KFAB, and he helps folks in Omaha plan for retirement.
Welcome back, Darrell Bryant. Good to see you, Darrell.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yes. Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
Happy
Did you have a good
Wednesday.
Halloween last night?
It was a good Halloween. Yeah, had a good time.
The snow.
Yeah,
We didn't even
I
talk
love the
about
Dalmatian look. That was excellent.
I think we got to keep that
You guys did
leash
real well.
around, keep
Yeah.
them in shape.
Yeah.
That'd be good for you.
Let's get to this because 2%, I guess, is better than nothing. But how do you think the government is doing when it comes to inflation and accounting for that when it comes to Social
Well,
Security?
keeping pace with inflation or reporting on inflation or reflecting what the cost of goods and services has, how much has it gone up? Here's the thing. We're going to be retooling the CPI, the cost consumer price index, inflation, in 2018 is what we're told. Now the thing is that what we're trying to do is make it more accurately reflect increasing prices, right? That's what you would think. You should know that that has been retooled, or the method of calculation over the past 30 years. Bureau of Labor has retooled the way they do that 20 times in the past 30 years. So this is nothing new that they would make a change to that. The problem is this. The Bureau of Labor operates under kind of a veil of secrecy, you might say. I was reading an article from Forbes preparing for this. Here's what we think they do, or what we believe, what society believes they do is, milk has gone up, so that would be reflect anything that you put in your grocery basket, that would reflect an increase in the cost of living, okay, or an increase in cost of goods and services, and that would be true. But in actuality, the way I see it is what they're reporting on is not the increasing cost of goods and services, but rather the increase in cost of living. So what does that mean to you? It's not as accurate. It's two different things. So Mike, here's the deal. You say, I'm a prime rib. I'm a beef guy. I like my beef, okay? And beef is selling at, let's say you like steaks and ribs, and that's all you do. But the cost of those goes up. So what do? You change your standard of living, you become a hamburger guy. Well, your cost of living may have actually even gone down, right? Because you're all the way down to hamburger or pork parts, okay? And you start doing wieners and, pork and beans,
right?
okay?
Yeah.
So your cost of living goes down, whereas the actual cost of the good or service has actually gone up. See, it's two different calculations.
Sure.
So we're concerned about how that is actually calculated and reported. And until the time comes that we can say, here are the things that we actually buy at the grocery store, and they do track 80,000 pieces of goods and services. Nonetheless, we need to have a better understanding of how they actually calculate that, and it's hard to get that information out of the federal government.
Yep.
So let's talk real dollars,
Sure.
right? So that 2% increase, what will that translate to for the average American?
Okay, here's the thing, is you're age 67, you are receiving your Social Security, you haven't had you didn't get a pay raise in 2015, 0.3 in 2016, that's 0.3%, that's not much. Let's say that each of you, here's your illustration, let's say that each of you has, as this 67-year-old couple, for example, each of you has a $2,500 per month Social Security payment, $30,000 a year, okay. $60,000 as a couple. Okay. Here's the way it's going to work. So don't get your hopes up out there, you viewers. Here's the way it's actually going to work. You get a $50 raise. That's $600 a year, isn't it? 12 times 50. You get, now we're at $1,200. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
But here's the thing I failed to mention is your Medicare Part B is going to go up by approximately the same amount. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take
that right back.
Yeah,
no, don't take it away.
So you're actually not going to get a pay raise if you are like most people. You are counting on Medicare to take care of you health-wise, and your Social Security to take care of a lot of your budget.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. It's going to feel like a pay raise for about a half a second.
Right.
Yeah.
And you realize
So your net income is not going to actually go up.
You bring up a good point, though. Our income in retirement, what percentage of that should be based off of Social Security?
Great question. How about how much do people, what's the average income for the Social Security, what we call beneficiary, the person that's receiving it? Here's the deal. Here's a statistic for you. 50% of Americans count on Social Security for about 50% of their income. So this couple here, you might have $60,000 in collectively in Social Security, or maybe you have one is bigger, one is smaller. But for 50% of American, it accounts for about 50% of their income.
For half of their income, yeah.
No, that's not necessarily true for any viewer out there. You need to do the math yourself. And if you're a high income earner, you might, and you maybe you have pension and Social Security, and you have cash rents, and you have income from investing, et cetera. It could be any kind of a number. We also know that 21% of the nation counts on Social Security for 90% of their total income. 21% of the population counts on Social Security for 90% of their income. That's a big deal.
That's a lot of people relying on most of Social Security.
Indeed it is. And so those people are relying on Social Security to come in consistently, and that is dependent upon our having a thriving economy where we actually have laborers who are paying in so they can pay the money out. So kind of an interesting thing to talk about, for some people, not everybody.
It is. No, and there's some people that really need to start talking about it, because besides Social Security, what other income sources are available to us in retirement? I know you sit down and you talk about all that stuff with your clients that come in. And if you want to learn more about strategic ways to maximize your Social Security benefits and how that money ties into your overall retirement plan and complete retirement, you get a review with Darrell and his team. Right there, the complete retirement review.
Yes, special offer for Morning Blend viewers. You will receive a complete retirement review, as Mike said. Call 932-2141. Again, 932-2141, or head on over to dbryantretirementstrategies.com.
Yeah, to receive a complete retirement review free of charge with the team at D. Bryant Retirement Strategies. Darrell, thanks for coming in. Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
The benefits are going up, but there's other ways.
That,
Yeah, well, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and the Fed will figure out how to do exactly that. So, congratulations on the pay raise.
Don't get too excited. Thanks, Darrell.
Thanks, Darrell.
Guest of the Morning Blend.